back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
And what's going on, full-time family? We've got something to talk about. Current UFC reigning lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov is planning a busy schedule after his suspension he is currently serving for his involvement in the post-fight brawl when he fought Conor McGregor at UFC 229. And in this busy schedule, he's also targeting a fight with the newly retired GOAT, George St. Pierre, who recently announced his retirement. But if you watched, if you thought about it, or just, if you're a hardcore fan, maybe you didn't believe it anyway, but there's also a great video out there by, I believe, Mixed Molly Whoppery, and if not, it was Alpaca Thesaurus, and it was a video on how George St. Pierre is not really retiring. And I honestly buy that. I think GSP would definitely be open to come back if the fight is right. George St. Pierre is a guy, he likes big fights, legacy fights. That's what he's going for at this point in his career. And coming out of retirement to fight the undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov, especially if it was at another division, maybe 165, or maybe GSP still open to cutting down to 155. Either way, that is a huge fight. I think that would get George St. Pierre back into the fight game. If it's not Khabib, Conor McGregor, something like that. It would have to be a big fight. It'd have to be a legacy fight. And Khabib ticks those boxes. So, I do like that. But with that being said, let's get into what Khabib's manager had to say. He said, he gave me very specific instructions. He said he wants to fight September 7th and again in December. If George St. Pierre can figure things out with the UFC by April, that's the deal. He would like to fight in April. Now, keep in mind, since George St. Pierre officially announced his retirement, he also left the USADA pool, but he can still come back. It only takes 4 months of testing with USADA to come back. I believe that's their new length of time. I mean, I thought it was longer, especially when it came to Brock Lesnar. I think unless you're a new fighter, you can have that clause waived, but if you're a fighter that's just coming back to the UFC, there's a certain length of time you have to wait to go through USADA testing before you are allowed to compete again. And I do believe that that is 4 months. So if Khabib wants to fight GSP in April, George St. Pierre would have to announce that in around December. And that's honestly perfect timing. Honestly, if you think about what Ali Abdelaziz just said, he said Khabib wants to fight in December. So, I mean, Khabib fights in December after he wins or loses that fight. I would imagine he wins because he's a fucking monster and the guys lined up to fight him, he's actually a good matchup for, whether it's Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. I mean, Khabib's a nightmare matchup for just about everybody. So, with that being said, you win your fight in September, you fight in December, and right after you win that fight, GSP announces his comeback because that gives him 4 months until April to go through USADA, and it's perfect timing with Khabib's fight. So, yeah, I do think that that's a possibility. Of course, Khabib will have to keep winning, but that's, I think, a very realistic outcome. So, Ali continued, he said the lightweight division has a lot of contenders and we need to keep the division going. Khabib has done this before. He fought Edson, Ali Quintin, and Conor McGregor in less than 1 year, from December 2017 to October 2018. It can be George in April. He would love that fight. If not, it can be any contender. Okay, so I do like that. I don't like it. I think it's funny how he's like, oh, Khabib's done it before. It can be done. He can fight 3 times in a year. Like, it's possible. Like, I mean, that, for champions do usually fight like twice a year maybe, but I don't think that's something we should be proud of. You got some guys like Stylebender, what has he fought, like 6 fights in the last 18 months, something crazy. I mean, Tyron Woodley at one point had 4 title fights in a calendar year. So, I mean, it's possible. We can fight 3 times in 1 year. It's not even title fights. Now it is, but before this even. Tyron Woodley fought 4 title fights within 12 calendar months. And here Ali is like, it's possible for Khabib to fight 3 years. It can be done. Like, hey, but Khabib's suspended right now, so hopefully he will be busy when he comes back. Ali continued, Khabib's manager. He said, to be honest, Conor's going to have to go out there and fight somebody like Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, or Cowboy Cerrone. He's not worthy of enough of an opponent right now. That's the feeling from all of us as a team. You know, and I think that's feeling it from the fans as well. I don't think any of us really want to see Conor McGregor go straight back into a rematch with Khabib. You just got ragdolled. It was your first MMA fight in a couple of years, of course, because of the Floyd Mayweather and getting all of this money and proper 12. And I mean, it would just be a money grab. I don't think anyone thinks Conor McGregor can go in without getting another win, serious training, winning a 5-round fight, a main event. I don't think anyone could imagine Conor McGregor beating Khabib at this point. So maybe if he gets a win under his belt, that will change. So I do like that Conor McGregor hopefully will be fighting again. Cowboy just got a big W. There was talks of Cowboy versus McGregor. So now that Cowboy got that win, that's a possibility. But we'll have to see what happens, man. It is what it is. Make sure you tune into the live show today. I've got work, so the live show is only going to be going for about an hour today. But we're going to be doing videos every single day. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the Discord, keep the conversation going throughout the day, even when we're not dropping new videos or during the live show. Click the link in the description. And with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments about Khabib Nurmagomedov planning a busy schedule after his suspension, including a fight with the GOAT, George St. Pierre, if all goes well. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.